Hey, what's going on with it once again? Bros, women, especially bronies and pegas. This is the one, the only Mr. Nintendo Sony Free 2011 AK Criticism Guide 2009. Of course, Nintendo Anime Manga Guide, which I don't use that much, but I use it once a week or a month. But anyways, before I begin, I know this is a couple days late. I know this is My Little Pony Adventures Magic. Hopefully you read the title above and below. That's what this video is going to be called. Obviously, it's an episode review, not an analysis, because I'm not really great at those things, unfortunately. But yeah, other than that, I brought this Key West thing. I haven't brought this back in a while. This old school pajama thing I had way back in 06, but I'm still using it today because it's fucking awesome. Anyways, other than that, yeah, I know this one episode, My Little Pony Adventures Magic, season 4, episode 10, Rainbow Falls. Hopefully it's not episode 11, because I think that one's gonna be excuse me, Three's a Crowd. I thought it was gonna be the Pinkie Pie one, but that's episode 12, so that's gonna be next week, not this coming Saturday, unfortunately. But you know what? It's all good. So I know this coming episode is going to be brand new. It's going to be Saturday, which is going to be about in Twilight Sparkle. She ends up having to babysit like one of Princess Celestia's like nephews or something like that. And then like after that, things get out of control and out of hand. That's the only thing that I know about it so far. But this is going to be Rainbow Falls, and this is the reason why I'm going to tell you why this is one of the best fucking episodes ever. Even though besides story and continuity wise, it might not be the best, but for some people, especially the analyzers, like those ones out there like, you know, Brony Curious and those other guys like Ditzy Brony and all those really big top analyzers that are in the Brony community shit. Actually, that other dude, Voice of Reason, I know they got a lot more, you know, intelligence than I do, obviously. They went to college for all that, obviously. I didn't go for that. But other than that, you know, it's all good. I did go to college, but that was just for like associates and that was it. But without further ado on that, hopefully you see this thing right here, and let's get this bitch started because I've been wanting to do this forever, okay? So let's get it jumping. So yeah, My Little Pony Adventures Magic, Season 4, Episode 10, Rainbow Falls. I'm sorry about the barking, dogs barking in the background, forgive me on that. Can't really do nothing about that. But anyways, obviously the story begins, and you're going to know why this episode is one of the best ones of all time, because my number one fucking pony made a big-ass fucking comeback, which I was happy as fuck in the world, happiest person in the world. And I know I wasn't the only one. There's a lot of other bronies and pegasisters out there. I love the hell out of her comeback, but I'm going to get to that later. So pretty much in the beginning it starts off with Fluttershy, and what we used to know this background pony as Snowflake, but now he's called Bulk Biceps now. So I wasn't really a fan of his stuff too much anyways in the background, but I was for the other one, which most of you know right now. If you've been subbed to me for a while, you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to get to it later, like I keep saying. So it's basically about Fluttershy and the Bulk Biceps that get recruited into this like thing that Rainbow Dash is going to be doing. So it's going to lead up to the Equestrian Games, because that's pretty much the theme for this season that's been going on for the 4th season. It's about the Equestria Games, like we saw in season 3, like games ponies play, of how the Equestria Games was going to be acting. Unfortunately, what happens is after that, another crazier thing that ends up happening is that like sadly Rainbow Dash, she ends up doing his things here and there, and like afterwards what happens is you know, Fluttershy gets all shy. It's like, oh, I'm proud to do the Pony Equestrian Games. And then after that, what happens is that, other than that, sorry about that, was phone thing vibrating. But yeah, pretty much, what happens is that I'm almost losing my train of thought. But besides all that, it's really fucking awesome as hell because, I thought it was really fucking cool as shit, by the way, because, you know, it's funny because Fluttershy in the beginning and Hurricane Fluttershy in season 2, she was really scared and sad all the time, but now she grew a pair and stuff, and now she's like one of the bravest ponies out of nowhere. It's kind of weird, but at the same time, you know, whatever, it's cartoon logic, animation logic. But then after that, Bulk Biceps says, yeah, we can fucking do this, we're gonna kick so much fucking ass. And after that, I was like, let's go. He doesn't say that, but he's kind of like get that same tone that you're gonna do. But other than that, what happens is that another funny part is that after Rainbow Dash, I know I keep staying on the subject of Rainbow Dash. I'm not really crazy about her. Most of you guys know she's my least favorite next to Applejack. But, you know, other than that, another crazy reason was that she's wondering why. I'm wondering myself, too. Like, why didn't you recruit any other ponies that were a lot better in Fluttershy and Bulk Biceps, you know? That's the thing that kind of irritated me a little bit. But, you know, it's the animators, writers, script producers, shows, you know, it's all good. But then what happens after that's a little bit funkier because, sorry, looking at my digital clock thing right over there, too. The thing that was awkward about it is that, real crazy stuff was happening because, I'm trying to think after that what happens, you know, they do the little routine and everything, they're all set, scared and tired. It's funny because in the Wonderbolt Academy, Bulk Biceps was easy as hell. He was the best flyer in that whole thing. And then the weirdest part is now he's a crappy flyer because Rainbow Dash tells him, just like, oh, don't forget to breathe. And then he forgets to breathe and he lets all his air out and he drags Fluttershy with her to the ground. It's like, oh my god, no. And after that, Pinkie Pie comes out of nowhere with Applejack because she's going to eat her Apple Brown Betties. It was funny as hell to see that. And make a return from season 1. It's old school shit right there. And after that, these Apple Brown Betties will fill you up right now. And then after that, what happens? Pinkie Pie says, give me a P for perfect. Give me a P for pain. You already know Pinkie Pie's my favorite. And then, of course, they go through the intro. And after that, the super long-ass intro, we finally get into this thing right here. And they finally show, like, the Equestrian Games. Not the Equestrian Games, excuse me, the Rainbow Falls. This is a whole brand new area, brand new setting. Brand new thing. I might have to cut this in a part 2 just in case any of you guys are listening. But yeah, other than that, what happens is that you can tell who's going to be in this episode by now if you've been looking at the screenshot stuff. But yeah, obviously after that they go into like Rainbow Falls, and not including Rainbow Dash being Rainbow Falls, but I guess that's what it's called, Rainbow Falls. And they show Applejack and the rest of the main 6 are talking to each other. The only thing that was weird, they didn't really show Rarity too much in this episode. They showed the other 5 out of the main 6, but Rarity was barely almost obsolete, as some people were putting it. But she was here every now and then, just not very much. Excuse me. And then after that, what happens is another crazier part is that they show like it looks like it was gonna be her, but it wasn't her in the background. Ditzy Doo, and most of you know who that is. And they just show Rainbow Dash and Applejack talking about how nervous she was gonna be, and they finally get an explanation that the other dude, Thunderlane and Lily, my best like Lily Blossom, was gonna be in it. It's like, oh, they had to do other competitions and like baton passing, so they weren't able to join Fluttershy and both Biceps and Rainbow Dash's team, which is kind of weird. And then what happens after that's a little bit weirder is because, excuse me, voice is cracking up. And I'm only barely at the beginning, too. Besides all that, what happens is that a lot more crazier things happen. You finally get to see a bigger landscape. I love the environmentalist part of this part because you see more of an open world of like Ponyville and Cloudsville mixed together. There's still Earth and Unicorn ponies, and of course you got the Pegasi there. And then you get to see more Gryffindors, and I was actually a little excited to see that because, you know, the only 2 Gryffindors we've seen in season 1 and 2 is Gilda, the Griffin Brush-Off, Rainbow Dash's old friend, and then like that French, like, I forgot what his fucking name was, but he was in the MMM, the Delicious episode, the one where Pinkie Pie and Twilight were protecting that cake. If any of you guys remember that episode from season 2 or 3. And then what happens is that, yeah, they show them all working out. They're pushing it's funny, they're using their, like, wings as their arms. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's cartoon animation logic. You can't argue with it. And then what happens after that is that they all finally get off the train. It kind of looks like Salt Lake City when they had their Utah games back in 2002, so I guess it was a reference to that, or whatever the writers, script producers, directors, producers, etc., developers decided to make like a little reference towards the Utah games back in 2002. Even though I got a brand new one, but that's the Sochi Olympics 2014. It's the future now. It's somewhere out in Germany now, or Russia. But other than that, what happens is even crazier. Is that another weird ass part is that a lot more crazier things end up going down. Like unfortunately, this one part where they show like they finally show the wonderbolts and everything. But I'm not really crazy about the wonderbolts. Like, you know, Rainbow Dash is always fangirling over that thing. They're like obviously they're American version of the Thunderbirds or something from the USA, but they're the Ponyville version, like the equestrian version, if you want to put it at that length. And then what happens after that is that they finally show the Wonderbolts. They even show Fleetfoot too, besides Soaring Pie and Spitfire, because we saw her like 4 times before their episodes from season 1, 2, and 3 already. Almost said tree, like what the hell? But then other than that, what happens is they show this other girl named Fleetfoot. She looks like an older Pegasus version of like Silver Spoon, because I don't know what it is, but Spitfire and Fleetfoot, they kind of act like the old dipshit, like douchebag ear versions of like Diamond Tiara and like Silver Spoon. I already talked about them a couple times, so I'm not going to get into their details. Anyways, what happens after that is that they end up wondering they have Soaring Pie there, and Soaring Pie's like, oh hey Rainbow Dash, you're one of the best flyers in Equestria, aren't you? He's like, yeah, yes I am. It's my whole dream to go into the Wonderbolts, you know. Her fangirling over that shit. A lot of people obviously, you know, that's the obvious suspect around here, you know, let's be honest, you know. And after that, what happens is that they end up showing Fleetfire and Spitfoot, they're talking to each other, like, oh, I remember you, Rainbow Dash, well, let's see, what's going on? And after that, you know, they're doing all their equipment and everything. A lot more crazier stuff starts happening and everything. Just the same old aspect of life, you know, nothing new there. And then what happens after that, you know, after they're doing their little meetup with the wonderbolts and everything, like they're training on their own. Both biceps is, and you know, Rainbow Dash is training both biceps, and like Fluttershy to do the hoof baton pass. So it's kind of like the same thing, but like she keeps being a Butterfingers instead of Butterfingers, be Butter Hooves or something, because you know they don't have fingers, obviously. And then what happens after that? Fluttershy drops it on the ground and Rarity takes it away from her. He's like, "Oh, don't worry, darling. Make sure this is color coded." And after that, Rainbow Dash yells at Rarity. He's like, "We were using that," you know, kind of being a bitch to her. But that's how Dash usually is sometimes. But other than that, what happens is what I'm trying to think. After that, you know, she drops it on the ground. It's like, not every pony has a color coordinated like hoof. And then they show like Rainbow Dash and Spitfire and Fleetfoot, the animal, going back and forth against each other, and they have color coordinated. Excuse me, color coordinated. I cannot fucking say that word. I don't know why. Color coordinated hooves that they're passing along in this baton pass thing or whatever. And then after that, what happens is that a lot more crazier stuff starts happening. You know, they're doing a really shitty performance, shitty job with both biceps and Fluttershy. And they're trying to train as hard as they can, but they're just a shitty, crappy team, unfortunately, from Ponyville. It's our small-town team versus a big-time city, which is Cloudsdale. A lot more bigger, but it's only for the Pegasus ponies, because there's only ones that can walk there. Because unicorns and Earth ponies, excuse me, try to walk there, then that's what happens. They end up falling down to their death. But they can't die. It's a cartoon, you know? Other than that, what happens is they show these cheerleader ponies a lot. I don't know why. And they're showing with Pinkie Pie dancing at the end. I thought that was real cute and adorable. Obviously, it's supposed to happen. It's real fucking awesome. And then what happens after this is that a lot more shit starts going on. Even crazier is that after like Soaring Pie ends up getting into this really huge accident because he wasn't looking where he was going, so he sprains or breaks his like wing in half or something like that. And he falls down to the ground. It's like, "Oh no, I'm falling! Help me!" And he's just screaming like a motherfucker, like, "Ah, I'm gonna die," you know, and everyone's all like, like that, you know, they're gasping, that type of shit, you know. That's the funny running gag of this fucking cartoon. I love it so damn much. And all 3 of the seasons up to the 4th season, they've always done that little gasping episode, you know. But then after that, what happens is he ends up falling on the ground almost, and then Rainbow Dash saves him, but then like. And then Soaring Pie ends up saying, "Oh, like, thank you very much for saving Rainbow Dash. You're awesome. You're the best pony of Ponyville ever." And after that, it's like, "Oh, don't mention it." And after that, it's like Rainbow Dash ends up being a little greedy bitch and ends up saying, "Oh no, keep mentioning how awesome and cool and perfectionate I am, you know? Don't stop. Don't let that change your mind. Don't let your broken wing change your mind." And after that, what happens is he has to go to the hospital. They take him out. And then like Spitfire and Fleetfoot, they come out with this devious, evil, mischievous type of plot. It's like, "Hey, Rainbow Dash, now that Soaring Pie's out of the picture, you know, you were raised in Cloudsdale, you know, right? So you can participate with us if you want. Besides, those other ponies don't have a chance, the ones that you're training." And after that, you know, Fleetfoot, I like whoever did her voice, is really fucking funny. It's might be the same one that did Silver Spoon, because she has that lift type of voice when people talk like this, you know, kind of sounds all weirded out like that. But then after that, what happens is that another crazier thing ends up happening is that like she ends up saying yes, she agrees to like train with the Wonderbolts instead of her own team. It's kind of fucked up, backstabbing her own crappy team. Even though it's understandable because they're a shitty team, but it's fucking Fluttershy. She's really cool as shit. Even though she's like number 20 on my list, but she's still cool nonetheless. Next to both biceps, she's okay. And then what happens is after that, they end up putting this Rocky Balboa kind of thing like. Like that. It's kind of like an A-Team reference spin-off. Of course, you can't play the real one, or they get sued for billions of dollars. Even though Hasbro's almost $1 billion company, so they probably able to afford it. But other than that, what happens is after that, you know, they're showing all the training methods that Rainbow Dash goes, all these fiery hoops, and she ends up going through like these all these different cloud chases and speeds and everything. They're chasing with Fleetfoot and Spitfire and everything. And they have these shades, like these Gucci shade things on or whatever, and they're like soaring through the air and they're doing perfect winds. And then like earlier, I forgot to mention that it's like, "Oh, your other team doesn't have to know you're training with us. You know, they just keep it on a down low. You know what I'm talking about?" And after that, what happens is, "Oh, okay, I guess I can figure you out there." And then like after that, she ends up telling Twilight, "Oh, they want me to fly with them. The Wonderbolts want me to be a part of their team." And then after that, like Twilight said, she ends up being considerate to the other team because, you know, that's how Twilight is. She rolls with everything, you know. she ends up mentioning, like, oh, but if you go on their team, then those Apple Brown Betties that Applejack made that she slayed her butt off for won't be worth nothing. And then the same thing with Rarity's dress and Pinkie Pie's cheering lessons. They won't be worth a single cent of a bit thing, you know? No, awesome as hell. Tara Strong is with her voice. But other than that, what happens is after that, it's like, I can't decide that for you. You have to decide that decision on your own, you know? And no, she does sound a little bitchy and moody the way Twilight said it, but you know, it's Twilight Sparkle. She's awesome as shit. Decently okay. She's like number 30, 31 on my list. But then after that, what happens is Rainbow Dash is stuck in a decision who she wants to be permanently, is they end up giving her promotion to be the higher ups or whatever, like for the Wonderbolts, so he can stay on the team permanently instead of being with the Wonderbolts. It's like they're not gonna have a chance in hell to be in the qualifications for the Equestria Games. I know what happens is Rainbow Dash, she can't make up her mind and everything. She's like, no, I'm stumped. So she just decides to she ends up like pretending that she got injured in this big giant accident. It's like, oh, I hurt all four of my hooves and everything. Ow, my everything. And after that, Spitfire and Fleetfoot say, are you sure you hurt every hoove? She ends up being a little mysterious. The only one that's in on the joke is Twilight, because she's the only one that knows that she was trying to be on both teams when she could only be on one. And she's like, oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I let Ponyville down. I'm going to have to redesign. I don't think I'll ever be able to fly ever again in this condition. And after that, she ends up being super mega dramatic with Rainbow Dash the way she is. I thought that was a little funny on her part, so I'll give Ashley Ball a little bit on her part in that consideration. But other than that, what happens is after done all doing all their training methods and whatnot, what happens after that, it's even crazier, is that like she ends up just forfeiting in both teams, and they send her to the little Ponyville hospital, or the equestrian hospital, and they show Soaring Pie there. And after that is the biggest fucking scene of all time. It's like the best part of the whole fucking show, of the whole episode of all fucking time. And you know what I'm going to go through with this. You know exactly what's coming if you've been subscribed to this channel for long enough. After that, they show Twilight and the rest of the main six, like, oh, we brought you here for comfort, you know. We just want to make sure if you're doing okay. And then the Fluttershy ends up coming in with both biceps. He flies in the middle of the room because he couldn't even fit his whole bulky body inside the door. And then what happens is we just wanted to let Fluttershy ends up making the statements like, we just wanted to let you know, even if you don't recover, we actually have a special guest here for you. We actually have a replacement here for you. And out of nowhere, oh my fucking god, this is like one of the best fucking nerdgasms I had in a long ass time, about 3-4 years. The pony that introduced me all this My Little Pony thing next to Pinkie Pie, fucking Derpy Hooves. Derpy Ditzy Doo fucking Hooves comes into the freaking thing and she's waving a flag, and I'm thinking, hell fucking yes, it's the best fucking thing in the universe. You have no fucking idea how happy as fuck I was when I saw Derpy Hooves run through the door waving that flag. I was in fucking tears when I saw that shit. I was like, hell fucking yeah, the #1 pony that introduced me to everything that was My Little Pony back in February of 2012 when I first got introduced to this, because after a month or two I actually watched the real show because I was watching like YouTube poops. If any of you guys don't know what YouTube poops are, you can Google it yourself. You should know what that is by now. That's been around since 05, 06 when YouTube first started around. I was the happiest fucking brony in the world when I saw that shit. Fucking epic and awesome as hell, and I really hope they bring Derpy back again. Even though she didn't have any voice actors to like play any of her voices, it was still fucking epic as fucking hell to see this bitch back all in the fucking My Little Pony things all over again. Thank God they brought Derpy Ditzy Doo, who's all the way back into the My Little Pony franchise. So fuck you, soccer moms. You could shove that shit up your fucking ass, you know? Too fucking bad. I'm glad Hasbro decided to thank you DHX Entertainment, the Hub, and Hasbro for bringing her back. You guys are awesome as fucking hell. You're badasses. I'm glad you didn't let the Soccer Mom controversy dipshits about a year or two ago when she was a controversy. They brought her back. Thank freaking Jesus they did. And hopefully they'll bring like Dinky Doo back too. That was freaking epic as hell. But other than that, let's keep moving with the episode. After that, what happens is that after that, like, Fluttershy says some statement that makes Rainbow Dash real sad, like, no matter what happens, we'll always cheer for you all the way, because we're going to work our flanks off. And it's like, we will cross our hearts, hope to die, stick a cake in our eye, kind of thing. That's what Bald Bicep said, and then you can see Derpy, who's in the back there, which I'm crying as fucking hell when I saw this episode. Epic as fuck. And she sees, like, she gets all scared, and she drops her, like, her little pony Equestria game flag or whatever, and she gets all sad about it. I was like, the feels, man. You can understand how good the feels were when I saw that girl back again. Derpy fucking Hooves for the fucking win. I really hope they bring her back in another background thing or whatever. Even if they don't give her a voice, it was just best heartfelt moment of all time. I'm calling it right now, best My Little Pony episode of all time, just because of that season. Just because of that moment situation when they showed Derpy Hooves. And after that, what happens is Rainbow Dash ends up saying, thanks, that really means a lot to me. And after that, they end up all walking out, and then Twilight Sparkle just says, remember, choosing no team is just as bad as not choosing another team. She says another words of wisdom to that. She's kind of like obviously the goddess. She's the third alicorn or fourth alicorn in this MLP universe. And after that, what happens is Soaring Pie ends up looking next to it. It's like, oh, I know I should have done this, but it's okay. And then Soaring Pie, once again, he looks at her and he's like, hey, I thought you were over there, like, training with the Ponyville. So, I guess we're both stumped, aren't we? Looks like we're both bad out of luck. And then what happens is after that, it's funny because, the Spitfire and Fleetfoot from the Wonderbolts, they didn't even tell Soaring Pie that he wasn't a part of the team anymore. And after that, what happens is that, oh, it's because they chose me over you over the team. But until I injured myself, of course, because she almost lied to Soaring Pie's face. So, kind of makes her a little bitch liar, unfortunately. It sucks. But that's how it is sometimes. And then Rainbow Dash, she learns the error of her ways. She learns the moral of the story, almost. And they show another key element to the element key box or whatever. And then what happens is after that, she finally learns her lesson. She ends up doing that Sonic the Hedgehog, like, yeah, I'm a badass. She's like, I'm gonna kick some ass, you know? She ends up, like, telling the truth, like, I'm sorry, every pony, but I lied to all of you. I wasn't really injured at all in the first place. And after that, they're all screaming. And then you see Derpy, who's with bulk biceps. They're all doing, they're doing their little gasping thing. I'm not even going to attempt that. My voice is almost out. After that, what happens is, they show bulk biceps, so, ee, or something like that. Instead of, they go, ee, like a crazy girl, like, like something insanely as hell, you know, like glass shattering kind of thing. And they show Rainbow Dash, Spitfire, and Fleetfoot. They show their glasses come out like, what's this? And then after that, what happens after that? They end up making Rainbow Dash a liar, and then like, oh, no, it's okay, Rainbow Dash, we forgive you. And then after that, they show Twilight's like, is that Rainbow Dash? No way, that's her. Because she made the whole thing up about her being injured and all her hooves being broken and her wings being broken, because she really wanted to fly with them. And then after that, they show Spitfire's like, oh, I remember I talked it to you in the Wonderbolt Academy. Now I'm going to teach it to you again. Here you are, showing like compassion to your other players. And she said some words of wisdom to Rainbow Dash. She's like, I like that in the sportsmanship, Rainbow Dash. You're awesome. And after that, nicely done. You're some pony, but you're awesome. And after that, what happens is like they show Soaring Pie. It's like, I'm sorry that we didn't get to choose Soaring Pie over there when we lied to him in space. And after that, they show Soaring Pie. It's like, hey, that wasn't a nice thing to do there. And Soaring Pie, he's got every single fucking right to be pissed the fuck off at Spitfire and Fleetfoot for not picking him up from the hospital. Because it's kind of fucked up how they did that shit. You know, they're kind of a little bit of a shady bastard ponies if you're doing that. Even though Spitfire's probably like number 11 and 12 on my list. Somewhere around there. I don't know. Excuse me. After that, what happens is they finally do all their little equestrian games. They show all the acting. And they keep showing Derpy, who's in the background, which I really like, because they show this part where Applejack, she's eating this, like, one of her, I forgot what they were called, brown betties, apple brown betties, and then they show Derpy who's in the back, so you know it's her craving a Derpy who's that loves muffins like a motherfucker. That's why she's awesome as fuck. And then they do that little Derpy thing too, which I fucking love. And then they show Pinkie Pie and Twilight. It's like, you can do a Rainbow Dash. And then they show Pinkie Pie. It's like, Rainbow Dash, you got this. With the other two cheerleader ponies that look like Cloud Chaser and Sky Chaser, but they weren't them. It's like, Rainbow, something. I don't remember the fucking lines for it, but it was a really funny catchy tune when they were singing with Pinkie Pie at the end. And it was funny. Really fucking epic, too. I love the adorableness and the dolls and all the awesomeness, epicness that they have with the shippings with Pinkie Pie. She's a boss, too. And they showed her and Derpy, who's at the end. They'll show at the end. Hold on a second. After that, what happens is they showed Rainbow Dash. She's going through all the, I was going to say capabilities of all the obstacle courses that she has to go through with Fluttershy and both biceps, and then doing a lot more of a better job this time, and not a shitty team like they were in the beginning of the episode. And they're learning the morals of the story, and they're playing. If any of you guys seen the episode, you know what I'm talking about. If not, I'll put the link down below so you can watch the whole episode yourself. And what happens after that, they finally show at the end, like, yeah, Ponyville qualification has been accepted. One of the unicorn ponies for like the head of states for the Equestrian Games. That probably works for Miss Harchwinny or something. And after that, they finally compete, and then they're all happy to do a group hug. And then they finally show at the end. They show both biceps carrying Pinkie Pie and Derpy Hooves. They're both together with Pinky and Derpy, one of my #1 ponies of all time. That just made it all the worthwhile for me. I started crying like a motherfucker again. I don't care if I'm in my mid-20s, I'm still a kid at heart, so I got an excuse to fucking cry like a grown-ass man like me. I love the shit out of it. It's fucking awesome. I don't give a fuck if any of the haters say shit, they can all go fuck off. But other than that, what happens is after that, in Rainbow Dash, she writes in her journal after Derpy and Pinkie Pie are doing #1 like this. Yay! Best fucking thing in the world. Epic as hell. And then after that, what happens, they show her writing in her journal like I just said. Like, dear journal. Like, after that, what happens is like, it's not about everything that trying to win all the time. It's about the ponies you play with as a team that makes the games worthwhile. And your favorite student or something, Rainbow Dash. And after that, they show them all playing with each other. Then they show that golden pendant thing, that pendant necklace that Spitfire gave to Rainbow Dash, glowing in the dark. And that's pretty much it. So overall, my thoughts, views, and opinions on this episode, epic as hell. Most of you guys already know Derpy fucking Hooves was one of my best ponies in the fucking world. That will never change. Her and Pinky will always be numero fucking uno on my shit. Epic as hell. I love the moral of the story. It was pretty cool. I didn't like the parts where Spitfire and Fleetfoot were kind of dipshits towards Soaring Pie. I was kind of fucked up on their behalf, but Soaring Pie was actually a lot more of a better pony than he was in the gala episodes where they showed him 2 times and that was it. So we got a little bit more character development on his side. Same with the character development with Fleetfoot. We got more stuff on her because they only showed her in the background once, and Spitfire was mostly the one that made the most appearances. So this is kind of like a Shadow Bolt episode, except a 23-minute full episode instead of just 2 minutes on it, like in the first episode, season 1. You know, that's how it was. And then last but not least, I love all the amazing environments they had in the background, the beautiful music they had, the funny bulk biceps that he makes like a full episode thing instead of just being in the background all the time saying, yeah, Ponyville up, you know, that type of shit, you know, how he always does all the time. And that's pretty much it. And Fluttershy was awesome as hell in this episode as well. Derpy fucking Hooves, please, Hasbro and DHX Entertainment in the hub, please bring her back again. That would be so fucking awesome. That was the best thing in the fucking world. Best episode of all time. I'm just going to call it out right now, 2014. And with that said, that's all I have to say for now. So like always you say, peace out, bros, women, bronies, and pegasisters. I will see you when I see you guys. Have a good day, have a good night, wherever you're at around the world. Don't drink, smoke weed at the same time. Don't do anything reckless. Peace out. See you soon. See you around. Be easy. Stay safe. Lates, goodbye. And I'll talk to you guys soon, alright? Lates, I'm out. And stay tuned for the rest of my videos. I will see you around. And yeah, you guys take care. And I'm gone. I'm out. Lates, goodbye. All that good shit. And see you soon.